Hello! I'd appreciate if you like, subscribe, and hit the little bell. Thank you and enjoy. So, my amazing guest today is Arvee Robinson. She is the master speaker trainer, international speaker, and author of Speak Up, Get Clients. She teaches business owners how to use public speaking as a marketing strategy so they can attract more clients, generate unlimited leads, grow their business, and make a difference with their words. Arvee has trained over 5,000 individuals, given over 3,500 speeches around the world, and has shared the stage with speaking giants such as Mark Victor Hansen, Brian Tracy, Les Brown, Tommy Hopkins, Laurel Langemeier, Sharon Lechter, and many more. Arvee is the top how-to trainer in public speaking today. So welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the best treat that I can have on a Sunday morning, is having you with us already before you're even speaking, giving us some encouraging words and hopefully some breakthroughs as well.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And good morning, ladies. Good morning. All right. So unmute yourself and I want you to say, yes, it is. So good morning, ladies.
Yes,
it is. Yes, it's a beautiful morning and I'm so excited to be with you today. I live in Southern California and I thought my speech was at 11:30 Pacific time and I'm laying in bed this morning and God told me, are you sure that it's 11:30 our time? And I went, boom. Uh-oh. So I got up at 7 a.m. and got ready for you today. So, all right. So I'm happy I'm happy to be here today. And it's so great to see all of you. Let me put on my big glasses so I see you. I recognize all of you today. And thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Alexandra, for just your beautiful spirit and for putting this all together and for creating a safe place by which these ladies can work. I am so sorry I couldn't be here all weekend. I had a photo shoot yesterday and I had an event that I went to Friday, but I will be here with you today after church. I've got church right after this, and then I'll be with you for the rest of the day. So, but just coming in the room and just feeling all the love already is just incredible. So great job. My hat's off to you. All right, ladies. So just a little bit about me really quickly before I jump in. My topic today is your message matters, because it does. Aaron, your message really matters, right? Tiff, your message matters. Tony Marie, your message matters more than you realize. But let me just share a tiny bit about how I got into this industry, because I didn't plan on being a public speaking coach. That was the last thing I thought of. My degree is actually in information systems. And can you hear me okay? Because I don't have shame on me. I just jumped in and I didn't. There, how's that? Is that? Can you hear me even better now?
Yes.
There we go. All right. As a speaker, you always want a microphone. All right, so my degree is in information systems, and I went to work for a company out of college by the name of Deloitte Haskins and Sells, which is one of the big 8 CPA firms. And my job was to set up financial accounting systems and teach controllers and CFOs how to use and automate, because back then, that's when computers were really big, took up the size of a room, and smaller companies couldn't afford to automate. So this was revolutionary. So my boss came to me and said, Arvee, I want you to go out and speak about it and tell people we're offering this service, because it was so revolutionary. And I thought to myself, piece of cake. I took one speech class in college. I was good to go. I knew everything there was to know about public speaking, or so I thought. Well, several months later, I hadn't landed one job, not one project. Nobody even came up to me at the end of my talk and talked to me. And I just knew something wasn't right, but I didn't know what it was. I don't know. Has that ever happened to any of you, right, Tony Marie, where, so you just don't know, something's just not right. It's not right. And so then one day this woman came up to me. I saw her coming and I was really excited. I was doing the happy dance. I thought, okay, I must be doing something right. Somebody's actually coming and talk to me. But she took one look at me and she says, honey, I hate to tell you this. And I'm like thinking, what? Right? Don't then. But I said, well, what is it? And she said, honey, do you know that after every sentence, you say okay? And I just looked at her, and the only thing I could think of saying was, okay. But I got it in that moment that I was the distraction, that just because I could flap my jaw, just because I could speak, didn't make me a public speaker. And so from that moment on, I decided I was going to respect public speaking like any other industry, any other business, and get trained. And that's what I did. Not only get trained, but master it. So I took all the training I could possibly take. I, went to organizations, I hired coaches and mentors. And then the most amazing thing happened. The better I got with public speaking, the better my clients got. Not only more, but the better I got. So the better I got with public speaking, the better clients I got. And I learned very quickly how to use it for upward mobility in my firm. And it wasn't long before I was getting promotions and speaking in management meetings and being recognized. And then after 23 years, I reached the top that I could be in that firm without being a CPA myself. And that was senior manager. So I knew it was time to make a change, but I didn't know what change to make. All I knew was systems consulting at that time. I did some public speaking, but that wasn't my career. So I did what any smart girl would do. I prayed about it. And God said, teach others what I've taught you. And I knew exactly what he meant. And so I left corporate America 17, almost 18 years ago now, started my own business. Since that time, I've trained over 5,000 business owners, entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, pastors, brigadier generals, you name it, I've trained it, even a couple of dogs and some kids, anywhere from 8 years old to 82 years old, on how to use public speaking, not only to market themselves, but really get their message out to the world and make a difference, make an impact, change lives. So that's really what I'm all about. And that's what we're going to talk about today is your message matters, how to get out there with that message and change lives for a living. How many of you want to change lives for a living? Amen, right? It comes to that. So let me share my screen. And I got my PowerPoint all geared up. All right, so again, your message matters more than you realize. My goal here today is just to get you to realize and own that your message makes a difference, that your message matters. And I just want you to come away with that. It's not for any other purpose than for you to have that breakthrough and go, you know what? I do have a message to share. By golly, how many of you feel like that right now? I hope you could come off camera because I'm going to have a lot of interaction like this. And the best way to connect is for me to see you. I always think that people that don't have their camera on, it's kind of like they go to a networking meeting with a bag over their head. So I don't want that to be you because that would make me very sad. So if I could see you, that'd be awesome. And I don't care what you look like. You don't have to be dutied up. I don't care if you're in your bedroom or your car or on the exercise machine. It's all good. We're just some women here talking about your message. So let me go move off of this slide. Okay, so again, just really briefly, this is where I was in corporate America. In this picture, I have spoke on cruise ships, just been blessed to do that. I've given over 3,500 speeches all over the world, trained over 5,000, given blah, 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 right? All this stuff, And I've been so fortunate to share the stage with a lot of cool people. And I don't say any of this to impress you, but to impress upon you that when you use public speaking to get out there and speak, you can share the stage with all these cool people, not just Alexandria, but some other really cool people. And I mean, this is like now 1% of some of the cool people that I've shared the stage with. And of course, I've shared the stage recently during COVID with Les Brown, and that was a real treat. All right, a little bit, yay, thank you. A little bit about my family. This is my husband and our 2 children. This is Zeus and Zoe. We got them at 8 weeks old. They're now 8 years old, and Zoe's taken over the couch. Zeus has taken over the bed. And since the pandemic, Zeus has a little drinking problem. Anyway, that's my family. All right, so today I just want to share some powerful, actionable information that you can take and use immediately. And I want to help motivate you to speak out of the box when you're in this box. We are going to be in this box for a bit longer, and we're going to see hybrids, and we're going to see some people stay online, some people go to live events. So it's really important to learn how to navigate speaking wise in this environment. And then I'm going to invite you to an event, a free event. I'm gifting it to you at the end. So don't go anywhere. All right. So first question, a lot of people say, well, what is your why? I don't know about what is your why, but why should you become a public speaker? That's what I want to know. Why? People are asking themselves, well, why should I become a public speaker? I'm not a speaker or whatever. Don't ever tell yourself you're not a speaker. You have that message. And the number one reason to speak is because your message matters. And here's why. Because you have a message to share that only you can share to people that can only hear it from you, right? I want to say that again. It's profound. You have, and I want you to get this at a deep level. Erin, Tony Marie, all of you, even if I can't see you and see your name, I want you all, you're all here for a reason to hear this message. And I want you to get this at a deeper level and even have that breakthrough today. You have a message to share that only you can share to people that can only hear it from you. And that message will save someone's business, their life, or even their soul. Got it? When I say got it, you say got it, I say good. Got it? Good. So that message will save in somebody's suffering, save their life, save their business, save their soul, and in their suffering. And I used to think years ago that message, if you couldn't deliver it for whatever reason, being shy, being scared, being afraid, that message could be taken away from you and given to someone else who could share it. And then, let me stop my share just for a minute. And then one day I'm in church and I hear the pastor say this: God has given us all unique gifts. And if we don't use those unique gifts, they will be unused for all eternity. And in that moment, I thought, that's it. That's it with the message. That's the same with your message. If you don't deliver your message, it will be undelivered for all eternity. And that's on you. That means those people whose lives, businesses, or souls you were going to save continue to suffer and search for you. People are looking for you. Touch your hearts right now and say, people are looking for me, right? People are waiting for my words, and my words will heal their soul, right? I don't know. How many of you just got goosebumps right there, right? Goosies, right? Yes, thank you. Goosebumps. Let me go back to share. So that's the number one reason. I mean, I could end right there, but I have more. So yes, your message matters because of the message. We're going to spell out matters. So get out your paper and we're going to spell it out. I love acronyms and I teach acronyms. I think I'm the only public speaking trainer out there that teaches acronyms. So chances are if someone you know speaking and they're using an acronym, they're probably one of my students. All right. So audience. Now, it matters to the audience that you're going to speak at. Obviously, you have to have a target market and speak to that target market. So whatever your topic is, if it's empowering women, it's going to land better if you're speaking to the majority of women rather than men and women. So make sure you're selecting the right audience. But here's what I want to tell you about audiences, because audiences have changed over the years. Every decade, we go through a change. And back in the 70s, audiences would tolerate being bored. They would tolerate lectures. They would tolerate, speakers that weren't trained, sometimes celebrities and some of those other people that weren't trained. They would tolerate that. No more. Then the next decade, audiences said, we don't want that. We don't want to be bored. We don't want a lecture. We want a presentation. And so we would start to see speakers do these bigger than life presentations, blah, 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 run around the stage. And then the next decade, audiences said, we don't want that. We want more of a conversation. So we started to see speakers speak from the heart. The only problem was is they thought that that meant they didn't have to rehearse and practice, and they could just kind of speak off the cuff, and they would ramble, and no one would ever know how long they were going to be. So that didn't work. Then we just left the decade of experiential. Audiences said, we want more of an experience with our speakers. Now, we were heading out of that era even before COVID, but when COVID hit and we ended up in the box, boom, that immediately went away. So experiential, you might have experienced some speakers like, T. Harv Eker, who was really the founder of it, of the high fives, right? Let's do a high five. But, you can really do a high five in this room too. I just do it to the side and you can do a high five. When we're in gallery view, it really looks really cool if we do a high five. But we're leaving that era. And now we're entering the era. And again, I say this because this is all I do. All I do is public speaking training. I'm either speaking myself, training, teaching. That's all I do. I don't have any other business, network marketing or real estate. I don't do anything. So not only do I know where public speaking is going, but I help set the trends. So here's where it's going. And that is what I call, people go, oh, I've never heard of that. That's because I made this up. So write this down. Naked authenticity. Naked authenticity. That means, ladies, that you need to be totally you and totally real. All right. And so if you're a little afraid of being vulnerable, don't be. Now, I'm not talking about going and digging up, skeletons in your closet or anything you're not comfortable with. But whatever your topic is, I want to know who you are. So already, I'm a woman of faith. Ta-da! I make sure that people know, because that's the people I want to attract. I didn't necessarily say what faith. It didn't matter, does it? The other thing I already showed you that I love is dogs, right? I love dogs. I don't have children, but I love dogs. Woohoo! So to me, it's my hierarchy is God, my husband, and dogs. And sometimes it's God, dogs, and my husband when he's in the doghouse, right? But that's just me. So if there's some dog lovers out there and women of faith, man, come see me. I'm your gal. So just, whatever you're comfortable in sharing about you, but share something and don't try to be politically correct and please everyone, because people get confused and they don't know what side of the fence you're on anything. All right. So that's audiences, naked authenticity, being real. That's where we're going. All right. T is for get trained. Don't try to step on any stage, especially the virtual stage, without getting trained. That's a big mistake. I did that, and look at what happened to me. Somebody said, hey, honey, you say okay after every sentence. You think that was embarrassing? Thinking of all the times I spoke prior to that, I could have saved myself that anguish, but also I could have been making money. I could have been bringing in clients for my company had I been trained. So there's no do-overs in public speaking. So I'm here to encourage you that you have a message, and yes, you need to step on stage, but ladies, you need to get trained first, because there's a lot to know about public speaking. It's just, I want you to respect it, just like you would law, just like you would medical, just like you would accounting, just like you would any other industry. You would never step, and try to defend a friend of yours because you took one law class in college. I mean, you wouldn't do that. You would hurt them. So don't step on stage, because you could hurt people, yourself, and you could hurt your audience if you're not well trained. So get trained. So this is Jenny. Jenny's an esthetician of all things. She was sitting here in this audience and she's like, well, I want to be speaking. I want to be up there. And so she came to me, got trained as a speaker, and look at what happened next. ta-da, the opportunity came for the biggest esthetician show, the biggest face and body show, and they had her be a speaker. And yes, of course, this is before COVID, but it doesn't matter. What matters is when you are ready, the opportunities will come. All right. Alexandria asked me to be here with you because she knew I was a speaker and been speaking for a long time. She didn't invite me because she thought I was a brand new speaker. So the better you get, the more you're out there, the more opportunities you will get. And now when COVID did happen, she was ready to go online and she started training online her Jade Stone facelift class. And I've gone to it. It's fabulous. All right. So get trained. The T, next T in matters, we're spelling out matters, is for transformation. That's your job as a speaker. And that's what I've already seen Alexandria do in this 3 days. I get the advantage of coming in on the third day, and I already see the transformation. I've already seen it, and you're all like connected and you're all like supporting one another. That's transformation. And transformation only happens over time. So there's not much transformation I'm going to be able to do for you in 30 minutes. And make you a speaker in 30 minutes. I can make you aware of how important it is for you to get trained, but the transformation really comes when you step up and say, okay, I want to get trained. I'm going to get trained. I'm going to step out as a speaker. I'm going to be, do it professionally. I'm going to do it for my business. I'm going to do it for me. I'm going to do it for my mess. Whatever the reason, it doesn't matter. But transformation takes time. And I want you to remember that with your own services. Whether you're a coach, whatever, consult, whatever you do, your audience needs time for transformation. So that means you need to offer that at the end of your presentation, which I call an invitation, not a call to action. You can call it that, but I call it an invitation to get transformation, an invitation to get more of you so that they can be whatever it is they want to be and work with you. So far, so good? Yeah? Awesome. Okay, good. The E is for elevate. You want to elevate your audience. That's our job. And I hope I've elevated you today. Not only your way of thinking, but maybe in the heart, that your message really does matter more than you realize. And so your job is to elevate your audience, make them feel better leaving the room than when they first arrived. And just like what Tony Marie said about her experience on all 3 days, and she was supposed to be somewhere else, but she was called to be here, and she has not missed 1 minute of it. That's elevation that Alexandria has done over these last 3 days. That's what you want to do. Now, you don't have to have a 3-day event. You can do this in 30 minutes. You can elevate your audience. Give them hope. Give them encouragement. Give them love. Whoop. Lift up others. Think of lifting them up as if you're helping them up a mountain. Now, the R is for revenue. The R is for revenue. You can make money with speaking. Yes, we've been talking all about changing lives, making, in suffering and making people feel great and everything. But you can make money. You're probably going, well, where's the money? I've got to live, right? Yes, you do. And let me share with you. This is Pete. Pete is a bookkeeper. He's an accountant. He came to see me, gave one 30-minute speech, got 8 tax clients worth $750 each, which equaled one speech, $6,000. Then he also got 2 bookkeeping clients for, bookkeeping clients. He's my bookkeeper. So he got bookkeeping clients and, they're like, what, $1,680 each times 12, $20,000 times 2, $46,000. So you put that together, one speech gave him $52,000. Is that awesome? Just in business. Plus the life of the client, because he's been my bookkeeper my entire 17 years I've been in business. I paid him a lot of money over the years, and I'll never get another one. As long as he's performing and great, I don't change. So most people don't. So think of the life of your client. This is Adrienne. She gave one 5-minute speech and made $5,000. She is a kitchen and bathroom designer. She sold one design for a 5-minute speech. I don't know about you, but $1,000 a minute is Pretty good, isn't it? If it is, yeah, if it is, I'd put that in the chat. That's pretty good. And then here's Susanna Rhodes, reverse mortgage. She added public speaking to her business, and her business grew by 43% just by adding that one strategy. Just by adding that one strategy, right? Not changing anything else. So it works. That's the revenue piece. And the story piece, and you have to add stories. I've already had stories, success stories. I've had my professional story. So there's 4 stories you have to have. The professional, which I shared with you where I came from and how I started speaking, which earns me the right to be talking about public speaking. And then success stories about Pete, Adrian, Susanna, all of those. But there's also emotional stories. So real quick, I know my time is almost up. Do I have a couple minutes? Okay, because we were dancing. Okay, so stories happen to us every single day. So if you think, well, I don't have any emotional stories, well, funny equals money. It doesn't have to be a boo-hoo story. All right, say this to yourself. It doesn't have to be boo-hoo. No, it can be funny. So here's my husband. My husband is a bum magnet. That's right. No matter where he is, people seek him out and they come and ask him for money. And so one day we're going into Vaughn's, and a homeless gentleman is sitting on the curb right there as we enter the door, and he stops us and he said, he asked my husband, he's not even looking at me. He asked my husband, he says, what is the greatest nation in the world? And my husband said, well, it's the United States, of course. And the bum said, no, it's donation. And so my husband gives him $20. I mean, like, oh, it works. But so things happen to us every day that you can turn into a fun story that you can add to your presentation. And of course, the last one's a story with a lesson. And I don't have time today to share a story with a lesson, but you can think of it like Aesop's fables, a story that has a lesson to it, the hare and the rabbit, that kind of thing. If you don't think of stories that you can share, and again, if you do a story with a lesson, you never share the lesson because it's always different for everyone. But what you want to do is, if you can't think of anything yourself, the internet is full of them. You can pull out the ones that will fit your speech and your topic. All right. So I want to ask you, how many of you are ready to step on the virtual stage? Go ahead, and I'm going to move my yay. And some of you already have, but how would you like to not only step on that virtual stage, but also step on the live stage? I just went to a live event on Friday, 100 people, 100 women. And there were some really superstar speakers there that were very, very moving. So whether or not you want that the virtual stage or not, I just have an opportunity for you. Help is on the way. And that is my $1 Million Speaker Summit. It isn't until September. But what I want to do is I want to gift you a free ticket to a VIP. I'm doing it virtual, so don't worry. That's the last time I'm doing it virtual, though. And you get a free ticket. It's worth $197. You could go to this website, go to the VIP, and then put the code in Rocket, and you will get that free ticket. All right. So the other thing I want to do for anyone that wants to get a hold of me or reach out to me, wants to know about my coaching or anything else, just email me. Here's my email address. Just email me. All right. There's my email address. And I'm going to go ahead as we end. I got one more thing I want to leave you with, but I'm going to go ahead and better put my glasses on, this link, $1 Million Speaker Summit. This is my 6th year, ladies, of doing this summit. So it is not a new event. It is an event that, and it's all me. I'm training for the entire 3 days. It's not a multi-speaker event. It is a training event, a speaker training event. So again, I just want to say thank you so much for having me. Thank you for all of your love and your energy. I hope this helps you to get inspired to step on stage, get the help you need and step on stage. And I just want to say, remember, the world is waiting for your words. How long are you going to make them wait? God bless.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Arvee. Okay, so first of all, everyone, pour some love and appreciation in the chat for Arvee if you got, I know everybody did, but what were your takeaways? Let's send some love and appreciation to her. Do you have five more minutes?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I didn't know if you had to go to church, if it was time to go, but this was amazing, so powerful. And, you know, starting from the beginning, Arvee is amazing, incredible, modeling what a master speaker is and how they, you know, carry out their talk, and even all the things, you know, if you were paying close attention, which I hope you were, there were little things that you did, nuances that professional speakers do. So that was incredible. Thank you for modeling that as well. And what an incredibly generous gift. My gosh. So Arvee put it in the chat. We also put it in the chat. And so you'll be able to get your gift there. I wanted to ask you, because part of what we've been doing is, of course, stepping into the spotlight. What were some of the, maybe one big challenge or an experience that you had that really got you, that you had to overcome, that really gave you that courage to speak up?
Okay, great. I've got several, but the first one that comes to mind is, again, when I thought I didn't have to get trained and I'm in corporate America and I'm on stage with some other professional speakers. I thought I was, but I wasn't. And I get on stage and I'm in front of over 200, mostly male, because I'm talking about software. So they're mostly a male audience. And I get up there with my stack of notes, my handwritten presentation, which I want to say, ladies, never write out your speech because you'll become a prisoner of your own words. That's where you forget what you're going to say. Deer in the headlights. It's a catastrophe just waiting to happen. And I didn't know it at the time. So I hadn't written notes. Then I lost my place. I'm frantic looking for my place, couldn't find it. So I just stopped and I said, thank you. And I went off stage. And afterwards, we had a panel of all the expert software people. I'm on the panel. And I tell you, I felt this big. No one asked me questions. I just wanted to hide and disappear because I did such a lousy job, you know? So never write out your speech, never step on stage without getting some sort of training, and avoid all that embarrassment. And consequently, I did not get any clients that day.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. I just wanted to also highlight for everyone, because again, you're modeling. You renamed yourself. You added speaker trainer in Zoom. You've got the branding behind you. You're highlighting your business. It's all on brand. You've got your book, and amazing tips also for anybody who wants to speak, and just incredible. And before we end, I want to ask one last question, and that is, what advice would you give your younger self?
Oh, that's always a good one. Get mentors. Anything that you want, don't hesitate. Don't let the money get in the way, because it's mentors that have walked before you that can help you to get there a lot sooner with less aggravation. So find the best thing I did when I started my business 17, 18 years ago, was I hired a mentor for a year, a marketing, not a speaking mentor. I had that down, but it was a marketing mentor because I didn't know anything about being an entrepreneur. And then, so I've been hiring mentors for everything that I need. My my book. I was trying to write my book on my own. It took me 9 years to write this book because I didn't know how to write. I hired a mentor and boom, I got it done immediately. So whatever you want to accomplish, but I wasted 9 years. But whatever you want to accomplish, hire a mentor. Again, it's an investment in you. You can never go wrong with an investment in you. It's not like you're buying shoes, although I love shoes, but it's not like you're buying food or something that's consumable and will go away and not benefit you. Hire mentors. So always hire mentors.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Arvee, for your time, for your wisdom. This was incredible. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell button for notifications. Thank you.